There's a famous quote like you shouldn't argue with a fool because from a distance you don't know who is who. Yesterday, I got in a little bit of a weird situation, right? So I was out with some people and they brought up a hypothetical topic. And me as a person, I'm quite practical in regards to my approach. So let's say, for example, my life's shit, my life's terrible. I'm not gonna blame external stuff for that because I don't feel like that's got value and that's gonna better my life. But they're the opposite. That's what they do. They blame external stuff and don't truly push yourself forward as much and blame the external stuff, that issue, that thing, that thing. So we get into this topic. I'm not thinking much of it. I respond and they hated my response because I was like, yeah, well, this thing, that, yeah, and if you look on that perspective, but then there's also that way where it can happen like that. Oh, it can also happen like that. And they were like, no, but no. And I was a bit confused. I was like, yeah, but that shouldn't happen. I'm like, yeah, but there's chances it happen. You don't know. It's hypothetical, is it? It's not real. And every single thing I would say, they would get slightly irritated by. And I was like, why are they getting so irritated over a hypothetical situation? That isn't real. That isn't nothing to do with us, really. And they were like, yeah, but whatever. And it started to turn into like a debate about different topics, different areas. And every time they bring up different areas, I would debate it back with practical. Like, yeah, you're worrying about that and everything, but you're probably more than likely going to be in a better position if you help yourself in this situation, better your life, push your life forward. And then that has a better effect on everyone around you anyway. So realistically, your life gets better and different people's lives get better. Therefore, that's you helping the world in a certain way, contributing. Because they were like, yeah, I was like, okay, what are you doing to understand these issues then? And what are you doing to help these issues? Oh, I understand it. Wait, how are you helping it? Oh, I'll be respectful and kind to them. So you're doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. If anything, I'm doing it on more of a basis because I speak to more people than you. And you're saying, trying to get funny with me. I found it the weirdest thing, but this is the reality. When you argue with a fool, you cannot tell who's a fool. But I'm being serious, man. And this is what I need to stop doing. There's a few times I get in little jokey arguments type. This got fairly serious for them for some reason. I was like, I don't really care. Like, it's nothing. It's not my life, man. I can't do nothing about the things they got serious about. So, but you gotta be careful with a lot of this stuff because you can argue with certain people. Like, there's a guy that comes to my head, and the position in his life is not the best, right? And he's always got the most to say. And he point at you, point at you, point at you, point at you. But he does it from a jokier way, but it can get under your skin. But you need to be smart with what you let in, right? So what I say to you is if you're around people like this, just keep your distance a bit, man. That's all I say. Keep your distance because they could be in your family, they could be friends, etc. Keep your distance. You didn't really need people who think like that. You need people with a mindset of okay, I'm not gonna blame external things and I'm gonna better my life and we're gonna build the best version of ourselves, help ourselves, push ourselves forward. That's what you want. You don't want, oh yeah, but because of that thing and because of that thing the government done and because of that right and because of that little random thing that happened in 1996 that they imported. And I'm like, yeah, but what does that have to do with me? And they're like, oh, you should care. I'm like, yeah, okay, I hear it. Like, if people got issues, I'll speak to them about it. If I got time and stuff, but how is that better in my life? It's crazy, man. Just focus on what you can prove and your life will get better. Don't worry about all this extra shit. That just takes your time away from you and gets people emotional over stuff that isn't even fucking anything in the long scheme of things.